Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the Newshour at 9 and I'm Swati Joshi. The debate over whether Gyanvapi complex is a mosque or a mandir has captured the attention of the entire nation. This issue has been ongoing for over a year, with legal trials taking place in various courts. The court-monitored survey and the discovery of a shivling-type structure have all revealed markings on the walls and compound of the mosque that suggest a mandir once stood in its place. Today, the monk of Uttar Pradesh and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath emphasized that the walls of Gyanvapi are telling a story, and that is referring to it as a mosque will only lead to more disputes. He posed a simple question: why are there Trishuls inside the mosque? Why is there a Jyotirling? To end this ongoing tug-of-war, he is also urging the Muslim side to devise a proposal to correct the historical injustice. Let's first play that reaction.
ज्ञानवापी काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर, इस प्रॉब्लम का कोई सोल्यूशन है?
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा। मुझे लगता है कि भगवान ने जिसको दृष्टि दी है वो देखे ना, त्रिशूल मस्जिद के अंदर क्या कर रहा है। हमने तो नहीं रखे ना। ज्योतिर्लिंग हैं, देव प्रतिमाएं हैं, पूरी दीवारें चिल्ला चिल्ला के क्या कह रही हैं। और मुझे लगता है कि ये प्रस्ताव मुस्लिम समाज की तरफ से आना चाहिए कि साहब ऐतिहासिक गलती हुई है और उस गलती के लिए हम चाहते हैं समाधान हो।
But why does Yogi Adityanath say that the walls of Gyanvapi are screaming? Well, Times Now has obtained revealing images that Hindu side claims support their claim in the court. These images display various Hindu motifs found within the Gyanvapi complex, such as horse carvings, serpent heads, the inscription of a Ganesh idol, and alcoves for placing diyas. These images paint a different picture than what is being claimed by the other side. However, the opposition has accused UP Chief Minister of pressurizing Muslims through allegedly inappropriate comments on a sub judice matter with a view to polarize the electorate before the 2024 elections. The country is governed by the Constitution and not by Aastha, they add in response. Listen.
उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री ने बड़ी साजिश के साथ एक जुडिशियल ओवररीच किया है। वो जानते हैं कि एसआई सर्वे के खिलाफ हाई कोर्ट, इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट में फैसला आने वाला है और ऐसे वक्त पे इस तरह की
प्लानिंग के तहत, उसमें सियासी मसलहत के तहत वो ये काम करना चाहते हैं कि हमसे ज़बरदस्ती ये कहलवाना चाहते हैं कि ये मस्जिद, ये मंदिर है, मस्जिद नहीं थी।
Sister, it's already a mosque. It's continuing years back. No, it's not a new thing. They themselves is creating a story that it was a temple and that it was demolished and then constructed. Yeah, that is all, they go on saying lie in this kind of thing. Their intention is to make another issue for 2024 election. Always they used to make this kind of political tricks.
देखिए, मैं समझता हूँ कि ये मामला अदालत में है। मैं सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोजीशन रखते हुए योगी आदित्यनाथ सवा 6 साल से चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, बहुत जाने माने देश के पॉलिटिशियन हैं। उनको ये बात पता है कि जब अदालत में मामला ज़ेरे गौर है, उस पर किसी ओहदेदार को इस तरह का बयान नहीं देना चाहिए, ना ही कोई दबाव डालने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए। लेकिन चूँकि एजेंडा है और ये 2024 के एजेंडे का एक हिस्सा मालूम होता है, लेकिन ये अदालत को मुतासिर करने की कोशिश है। वो किसी पक्ष को देखने की बात नहीं है। हर पक्ष ने अपना मुद्दा वहाँ रख दिया है, ये अदालत को फैसला करना है।
So you've heard both sides on the statement of the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and the trial that is ongoing in the courts as well. The legitimate question is, can right to Aastha be denied? We'll take that up with our guests.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Let's open this up and go across to our guests. We're joined by Anila Singh, National Spokesperson of the BJP. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, is also with us on the panel. We have Hari Shankar Jain, lawyer, Abdul Razak Khan, member of the Waqf Board Karnataka, advocate Muhammad Adil Hassan, youth president of the AIMIM, and Professor Atikur Rahman, a political analyst. Good evening to all of you. Abdul Razak Khan, I want to begin with you. What is your response to what the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh said? He said, Muslim समाज को ये मानना चाहिए कि ऐतिहासिक गलती हो गई और मुस्लिम समाज को ही एक समाधान के साथ सामने आना चाहिए।
First of all, Yogi Adityanath, being the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, shouldn't be biased towards one community. He has taken a constitutional oath to, treat each and every person equally. he cannot be biased. This is a kind of, creating pressure ahead of the Allahabad High Court verdict. Now I am saying, if Muslims have to give a larger heart and leave off that place, what about the masjid that is standing from 1,000 years? The masjid is there for him to see. And after that came all these, Mughal rule and all that. You go ahead and look at the Mughal rule, Mughal architecture, those Mughals who made these big monuments in the country.
Abdul Raza Khan, I'm sure you're aware of the court commissioner's report.
Local culture, symbols of
Abdul Raza Khan, I'm sure you're aware of the court commissioner's report. And you know what the conclusion was. The conclusion of the court commissioner's report says that the alleged Gyanvapi mosque is standing on the pillars of an ancient Hindu temple. The chief minister is also asking, if it is a mosque, to Trishul wahan par kya kar raha hai? Jyotirling like structure, why is it inside the complex? Why are there Hindu motifs? Why are there inscriptions of Hindu idols?
Already the chief minister has done a bad job of creating a kind of, some kind of confusion here. Why has he to go ahead and say that the walls are screaming that this is a Hindu site? I mean, how would the court commissioner know what is beneath the land?
Okay, so the court commissioner, who went there, so the court commissioner who went there on a survey, saw things with his own eyes, along with other members in that team, were not able to figure out what they saw, is what you're saying. Okay, I want to bring in Anila Singh. Anila Singh, Abdul Raza Khan is saying this is just a tactic of Yogi Adityanath of putting pressure on the judiciary. A chief minister should not take sides. A chief minister should not make such statements. The matter is in the court.
My Ram Ram to all, and I was very well listening to Mr. Razak, and I have been listening not only from the people like Mr. Razak, but all the Hindus who are here to do politics, so-called fake secular people also. They have continuously they are insulting Hindus, their sentiments. They are least bothered. And let me tell the gentleman here that, sir, it is not the political centric issue. It is not the political centric issue. It is rather, I'll say, legitimate issue regarding Hindus, and you must learn how to respect Hindus as well. Till date, or I can say since Bharatiya Janata Party or the NDA government has come into power, what we keep on listening, oh, Bharatiya Janata Party, oh, RSS, they keep on cropping the issues related to Hinduism or Hindutva or Hindu Devi Devtas, because they can gain politically. Let me tell you, sir, Hindus have got sentiments above Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS as well. But the reality is, some of the political parties who had their own vested interests in this nation, they
okay, but I asked you a very specific question. Anila Singh, I asked you a very specific question. The question is on the allegation coming in from the opposition and Abdul Raza Khan that the chief minister should not make such statements because the matter is in the court. Court को तय करने दीजिए.
नहीं, कोर्ट को तय करने दीजिए. हम हिंदूज में बहुत ही पेशेंस है. हम हर चीज ना सब्र के साथ ही बैठे रहते हैं. हम लोग हिंसक नहीं होते हैं. टुडे व्हाट वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग इन मेवात, नू, इन हरियाणा,
ठीक है,
more than 4 Hindus are killed there. By whom? By this particular religious community people.
आपने बीजेपी आरएसएस सबका जिक्र किया. Anila Singh, don't forget what Mohan Bhagwat said. Don't forget what Mohan Bhagwat said. Anila Singh, don't forget what Mohan Bhagwat said. He said very clearly कि हमें हर जगह मंदिर नहीं ढूंढना चाहिए. हमें हर जगह मंदिर ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं है, is what RSS chief himself said, Anila Singh. Okay, since we're talking about the legal developments, as well, let me bring in Hari Shankar Jain. Hari Shankar Jain, the chief minister is saying that you cannot call it a mosque. If you call it a mosque, then it definitely is a dispute.
I welcome the statement of Chief Minister, Mr. Yogi. Very correctly, he has stated, and all the Muslims to give a plan to realize the reality of the situation, to realize the mistake of the past. Why repeat it? See the actual facts, see all the documents, see history, see Irfan Habib, historian, he has written.
Repeat what? Repeat what? What do you mean by
please, silent. I must finish. Don't disturb me.
Abdul Raza Khan, you were never
Yes,
interrupted.
I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Abdul Raza Khan, you were never interrupted, sir. Please
Sir,
let him give his opening remarks. 1 second, Abdul Raza Khan. Let Mr. Jain finish.
ये
Go ahead.
ये गलत चीज है.
हाँ जी, बोलिए आप बोलिए. Please go ahead, Mr. Jain.
I was hearing very. देखिए, what Yogi ji has said, keeping in view the historical facts, and every Muslim says that once it is found that is what Hindu temple was demolished and so-called mosque was constructed, we will leave it. They say, ulema, all Maulanas, the Muslim clerics, they say. So what he said so, he kindly realize the situation. The number of artifacts. I was one of the members of the team who visited took the survey in 2022 in May, and you will find a number of artifacts: Trishul, Damru, Sanskrit sloks, Devi Devta, टूटी मूर्तियां, व्यास जी का पूजा स्थल, वहाँ सब वेस्टर्न वॉल, पुराने मंदिर का शिखर जिसके ऊपर मुसलमानों ने नया शिखर रख दिया. All this go to show undisputedly that is Hindu temple. What is the harm in it? He has suggested. Anybody can say that Mr. realize the reality of the situation. Why you are fighting? And it is not the order of the Chief Minister. He has only advised you. It does not mean, and I am saying that if survey takes place, you will find a number of things will come out. One more shivling will come out. Original Jyotirling will be found. And it is proved to the hill that it is a Hindu temple. The plinth on which the entire building is standing, that plinth of the Hindu temple. I filed 6 cases right from January, February 20 to August 21. 6 cases. In all the cases, after studying, I found that it is a place, sacred place, where Lord Shiva himself established this place, and original Jyotirling was established here. So why you cannot realize the reality? Go on saying, why you are so fanatic Muslim? Live fanatic. And a Chief Minister, a leader of the masses, he has advised you. You may accept, you may not accept. But you cannot brush the history. We cannot compromise with the history. And we have to get all the things of the past which have been taken away by Muslims. I filed a number of cases, including Mathura, Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar. These are all the Muslims.
Mr. Jain, of course, based on the arguments from both sides, and you are saying that you saw these things with your own eyes when you were inside the complex about the presence of Hindu gods, their idols and motifs on the walls, on the pillars. And, the court will take a call on whether or not the structure is a mandir or a masjid. But I want to bring in Advocate Hassan. Advocate Hassan, now here the Chief Minister is saying that the Muslim side should accept it's a mistake and they should come up with a solution. कोर्ट में जो चल रहा है वो तो कोर्ट तय करेगा, लेकिन क्या आप इस बयान को सीरियसली ले रहे हैं? क्या आपको लगता है कोई डायलॉग हो सकता है कोर्ट के बाहर? क्या आपको लगता है कि वाकई कोई समाधान मुस्लिम समाज के भीतर से निकल सकता है इसको लेकर?
मैम, चीफ मिनिस्टर योगी आदित्यनाथ चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, ये गलतफहमी वो भूल जाएं कि वो देश के चीफ जस्टिस हैं, और उनसे पहले भी उस तख्त पर चीफ मिनिस्टर बने थे, राजनाथ सिंह साहब बने थे, कल्याण सिंह बने थे, गुप्ता जी बने थे, बहुत धुरंधर बने थे. 2024 का चुनाव है, महंगाई पे बोलेंगे नहीं, रोजगार पे बोलेंगे नहीं, पेट्रोलियम पे बोलेंगे नहीं, 100 स्मार्ट सिटी पे बोलेंगे नहीं, बनारस कैसे डूब गया पानी में बोलेंगे नहीं, महिलाओं पे अत्याचार पे बोलेंगे नहीं. सिर्फ ये ड्रामा 2024 का. इनको कौन अधिकार देता है? जिस बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर के संविधान में वो शपथ लिए हैं, इनको कौन अधिकार देता है ये सब बकवास करने का? जब 1991 का वर्शिप एक्ट है, ये संविधान और पार्लियामेंट ने वो एक्ट बनाया है, उसी संविधान के तहत वो चीफ मिनिस्टर बने हैं, और उसके बाद बीच में अभी जजमेंट आने वाला है. क्या जरूरत है?
बेवकूफ इंसान।
मैम चुप रहिए,
आपस में नहीं, आपस में भिड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है। प्लीज स्टे ऑन द टॉपिक। एडवोकेट हसन आप भी और अनिला सिंह आप भी, प्लीज 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 प्लीज, देयर इज नो नीड टू फाइट, देयर इज नो नीड टू फाइट ऑन सच इश्यूज। वन सेकंड, टॉपिक पर बात कीजिए। एडवोकेट हसन, मैंने आपसे आपने शुरू किया ये कहकर कि मुख्यमंत्री बकवास कर रहे हैं। एडवोकेट हसन, अगर आप ये सवाल पूछ रहे हैं शुरू किसने किया, तो आपने शुरू किया। अब आप टॉपिक पर लौटिए, टॉपिक पर लौटिए। अब आप
नहीं मुख्यमंत्री, I repeat my word.
टॉपिक पर लौटिए।
I repeat my word.
Do not unnecessarily derail the debate. Unnecessarily debate को derail मत कीजिए। जो सवाल पूछा उसका जवाब आप दीजिए।
सच्चाई है कि मुख्यमंत्री बकवास कर रहे
जो
हैं।
सवाल पूछा उसका जवाब दीजिए, या तो मैं आगे बढ़ूं।
मैं फिर से
आप जो सवाल पूछा उसका जवाब दीजिए, या तो मैं आगे बढ़ूं। ठीक है, आप सवाल का जवाब नहीं देना चाहते, मुझे आगे बढ़ना होगा। ठीक है, आप सवाल का जवाब नहीं देना चाहते, मैं आगे बढ़ रही हूँ। आई वांट टू गो अक्रॉस डॉक्टर आनंद रंगनाथन। Abdul Razak Khan said, there was never a mandir there. There was always a masjid for thousands of years. Everybody has been worshipping there, offering prayers to Allah, to God. Why are these claims being made? And there's no truth, no fact to it. But you yourself would be able to, put more light and present a clear perspective in terms of what the historians have said. क्या records हैं, क्या दर्ज हुआ, क्या मंदिर था, नहीं था, तोड़ा गया, किसके आदेश पर तोड़ा गया, किसने orders दिए?
Good evening, Swati, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I've been waiting very patiently, listening to everyone's point of view. I hope I would be given the courtesy of a couple of minutes. First of all, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be sharing the panel with someone who is, I don't know what to say, is just a legend, Mr. Jain, Mr. Hari Jain. So my pranams to him. In any other civilized country, Mr. Jain would have been, propped up on shoulders and marched. He is fighting 115 cases right now for Hindu causes, and he is a minority. But let me come back to the issue at hand. One of your panelists, who shall remain nameless because I think that befits his performance out here, said that that mosque has been there for 1,000 or more years. What is he talking about? Does he even know how the origin of Gyanvapi Mosque? It reminds me of what happened 6 months ago, Swati, when a 1500-year-old temple in Tamil Nadu was adjudged to be on Islamic land when Islam is only 1300 years old. Do you know this is a fight of civilizations? This is Dar al-Harb versus Dar al-Islam. So I'm not surprised by that. But let me just add here something which is very crucial. If the holiest shrine of some other religion was demolished and people of another faith stomped their dirty feet on the sacred relics as they walked inside the place of worship, this country would have witnessed a civil war. But Hindus have been conditioned to take humiliation, to suffer airbrushing of their history. Swati, you can airbrush history, but remember this. You can't airbrush a civilization. Aurangzeb tried to, but our ancestors foiled his plan. It is beyond any doubt. In fact, it is written in the most authentic biography of Aurangzeb. Masir Alamgiri, इनको पढ़ना आता हो तो इनको पता चले ना, that in 1669, on orders of Aurangzeb, the Kashi Vishwanath temple was demolished. And then 1 year later, Swati, I don't know whether...
Mr. Khan, let him finish his point. Nobody interrupted you. Please, extend the courtesy.
Every time this guy gets rattled, he's the one who celebrated the beheading of Kamlesh Tiwari. So please, let him not interrupt me. He is welcome to his views, whatever they may be, but he interrupted Mr. Jain and now he's interrupting me. And I'm talking just fact. Because 1 year later, Aurangzeb ordered the demolition of the temple at Mathura and had the idols brought to Agra to be scattered under the steps of the Begum Sahib mosque so that they would be trodden on. This was the humiliation Hindus were subjected to. और आज ये कह रहे हैं कि 1000 साल से वहां मॉस्क है. This same farman is also archived in the Bikaner archives. And here, by the way, because you asked me for historical proof, here is Sir Jadunath Sarkar's translation of Masir Alamgiri, page 52, quote, Aurangzeb, eager to establish Islam, issued orders to the governors of all provinces to demolish the schools and temples of the infidels. And with the utmost urgency, put down the teachings and the public practice of the religion of these misbelievers, unquote. And yet, there are those who deny the Hindus and their legitimate right to correct historical injustice. What is happening in this country? I'll tell you what is happening. We are 8th class citizens. That is what we are.
Okay, all right. Let me bring in Professor Atikur Rahman. Professor Atikur Rahman, there are claims, of course, made in the court as well. Abdul Razak Khan is also claiming that there always existed a mosque, there was no temple. Till 1993, worshipping of Ma Shringar Gauri, Lord Hanuman and Lord Ganesh happened, when the district administration all of a sudden restricted their entry to a day during Navratri. So if there was no mandir ever, if what you're saying, about the inscriptions, about the shlokas, about the presence of Hindu gods, their idols inside the complex, if it is all a lie, what was happening till 1993? Who were these guys worshipping?
So, Swati, it is very disheartening to hear that on a national television we are hearing that rather than quoting the Constitution of India, people are quoting the Masire Alamgiri of Aurangzeb. Besides this, the question you asked is very pertinent, that until 1991, if the Gauri Shrinkar Puja was happening over there and the state administration in its wisdom or otherwise, it stopped it, the original plea of the ladies could have been entertained by the courts. The courts could have simply said that since it was going on since 1991, it stopped, it should continue, and there was, if any objection by the Masjid Intizamiya Committee, then we would have gone into the other historical aspects. So nobody objected to the Gauri Shringar Puja, which could have been continued. The third important aspect to this is, since 1991, the BJP was silent on this. They had a very, very tedious, fight for the Ram temple, but they never intended to club it together. They had the intention of Kashi, Mathura will be on their placards along with Ayodhya. It was on their manifesto.
Mr. Atikur Rahman, it's not about the Muslim side not objecting to the worshipping rights. My question was completely different. My question was, if there never existed a mandir, if the mosque was there for thousands of years, I want to bring in Hari Shankar Jain to counter the points that you've made, then what were the people worshipping?
The actual position is, Mr. Atikur Rahman is a learned friend, but I don't know why he suppressed certain material fact today. He knows the fact. Since till 1993, is puja at different places, not only Shringar Gauri Puja, that is at the entrance door of the western wall, but other Tarkeshwar, Markeshwar, Lord Ganesha, Lord Hanuman, they are all within the premises. The Akhand part, Ramayana part, and other rituals were being performed by Vyasji in Tehkana beneath the so-called mosque. The number of places, and this fact has been admitted by number of witnesses, and this fact was proved during survey by Advocate Commissioner. Since 1993, a railing was put after 1993 by Mulayam Singh Yadav government, and Hindus were ousted, and puja was stopped. Not only one place, and I will tell you one thing more. In Deen Mohammed case, 12 witnesses in 1936, they have all stated concurrently, without any type of contradiction, that we are worshipping there. And they have pointed to the point, visible and invisible deities. They have said, to what they are saying, the puja was going on, so it is a religious character of a Hindu temple. And not only this, if survey takes place, you will find a number of artifacts.
Swati,
the original Jyotirling is lying there. The Muslims know the truth. The Muslims know the truth. And that is why they do not want survey to take place. They are hiding it.
Okay.
And now, the 3rd of August, the Allahabad High Court will deliver judgment.
Okay. Okay, quick rebuttal from Atikur Rahman.
Pave the way for further survey.
Okay, quick rebuttal from Atikur Rahman.
My due regards to you, Mr. Hari Shankar Jain. Sir, you are a very, very astute lawyer. tell me, is the 1991 Places of Worship Act in abeyance? Is it suspended by the courts? In the presence of a 1991 Places of Worship Act, an inch if you move towards the Gyanvapi mosque, it's a violation of the Temple of Democracy Act. You are not respecting that act, sir. Either you keep it in abeyance, then move, or you keep it in suspension. And the court has not suspended it. The 1991 Places of Worship Act is still intact. Why are you in violation of it? The UP Chief Minister is in violation of it. He is under oath, Swati. Under oath, a Chief Minister cannot violate the...
Okay, Dr. Anand Ramanathan wants to respond to you.
Yes, there are so many propaganda being floated around here. I'm just shocked, and I apologize on all our behalf to Mr. Hari Jain that he has to listen to all this gibberish. 3 points here. Number one, how on earth can the mosque be thousands of years old as claimed by one of your panelists when Islam is only 1300 years old? Number two, the Places of Worship Act is a barbaric act. It is not in abeyance. So as one of your panelists is saying, how can anybody comment on it? The point is you can comment, the matter is in the court. It is up to the court to decide whether the Place of Worship Act should be valid here or not. Why can't the Hindus go and demand historical injustice to be removed at the bar, at the court? What else do they expect? And number three, this is very important. There are two people, one is Mr. Khan and the other is Mr. Rahman. Let me ask them point blank. If the holiest of Muslim shrines, their shrine, was visibly demolished by a Hindu king and a temple built on top, would they not ask for the mosque to be returned to them? Kahan se aaye ye log?
Adil Hussain also wants to come in. Adil Hussain, quickly before you come in, let me quickly read this excerpt from the Varanasi court on September 13th, 2022. Now, on the issue of violation of Places of Worship Act, this is what the court said. It has been mentioned that devotees of Lord Shiva were performing daily puja and worship of Ma, Shringar, Gauri and other deities within old temple continuously till 1990, when during Ayodhya movement, the government of UP to appease Muslims put restriction in daily puja. And since 1993, the state administration working under the oral orders of the state government are allowing the devotees to perform puja only on 4th day of Vasantik Navratra in Chaitra. The appeasement angle was mentioned by the court as well. And in fact, the court also went on to say that, okay, one second, the court also went on to say that the right to worship before Hindu idols inside the mosque complex was not barred by the Places of Worship Act, Mr. Hassan.
After 1993, there were 4 chief ministers from the UP, and all they are from BJP also. Mr. Rajnath Singh, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Yogi Adityanath, and Kalyan Singh. So why Mr. Yogi Adityanath not started this thing? What Mr. Rajnath Singh was doing? Mr. Rajnath Singh is not a Hindu, or he was not a chief minister of Uttar Pradesh.
Can I come in? Can I come in, please?
आपने सवाल का जवाब नहीं देने का तय कर लिया क्या?
चारों जो चीफ मिनिस्टर भाजपा के थे, वो क्या कर रहे थे?
नहीं, वो क्या कर रहे थे, नहीं कर रहे थे, आप उनसे पूछिए। वो आप उनसे पूछिए। आज जो आपसे सवाल पूछा जा रहा है, उसका जवाब दीजिए ना।
योगी आदित्यनाथ को कौन अधिकार दिया है अभी जजमेंट से पहले बोलने का?
आपसे जो पूछा जा रहा है, उसका जवाब दीजिए ना।
योगी आदित्यनाथ जी को कौन अधिकार दिया है?
आपसे जो पूछा जा रहा है, उसका जवाब दीजिए। आपसे जो पूछा जा रहा है, उसका जवाब दीजिए। आप योगी आदित्यनाथ से पूछ लीजिए। आप अलग से मुख्यमंत्री से पूछ लीजिएगा। आप बीजेपी के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्रियों से पूछ लीजिएगा। जो सवाल आपसे पूछा जा रहा है, उसका जवाब दीजिए।
ये पूरा जो बवाल है,
स्वाति प्लीज अलाउ।
ये बवाल केवल एक मुख्यमंत्री के आज कह देने से नहीं हुआ है। डॉक्टर रंगनाथन wants to come in.
स्टेटमेंट पर है।
Yes, you know, my question has remained unanswered by the three
कहने से हुआ है।
स्वाति प्लीज, सर प्लीज, आई रिस्पेक्ट यू, आप मेरा सवाल सुन लीजिए। आप AIMIM से हैं, मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं। अगर इस्लाम
सुनाइए रंगनाथन साहब, सुनाइए, आप ही का तो सुनने बैठे हैं।
नहीं सुन लीजिए। अहमदिया, मैं अहमदिया नहीं हूं, तो मुझे मुस्लिम मत कहिएगा, ऐसे मत कहिए। हाँ सुनिए, हाँ, अगर मुस्लिम्स की होलीएस्ट श्राइन,
अहमदिया और बोहरा पे मत जाइए, अपना काम कीजिए जो चीज के लिए बुलाया गया है। उतना प्रवचन सुनने का टाइम नहीं है आपका।
हसन साहब, आप डिबेट डिरेल करने का तय कर चुके हैं क्या?
चलिए,
ना किसी के सवाल का आप जवाब दे रहे हैं, ना किसी का आर्ग्यूमेंट आप सुनने को तैयार हैं। आप बात करने दीजिए डॉक्टर रंगनाथन को।
2014
आप बात करने दीजिए डॉक्टर रंगनाथन को।
आपके बारे में
अगर आपके पास उसका जवाब है तो जवाब दीजिए, नहीं तो किसी और को बोलने दीजिए। समय क्यों जाया कर रहे हैं? समय क्यों जाया कर रहे हैं आप डॉक्टर रंगनाथन?
क्यों समय क्यों? तो रंगनाथ साहब इतना अहमदिया और बोहरा पर क्यों आ रहे हैं? डायरेक्ट पॉइंट पर आए।
Can I please have my say?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I please?
He considers Ahmadiyas are not Muslims. This is the discrimination he peddles with Muslims. So can I please have my say? Thank you.
I am not here to give certificate.
Swati, I can't continue like this. Because he is here to continuously that.
Certificate.
I am not asking you to give certificate. You are anti-Muslim.
You are Islamophobic, sir.
You are Islamophobic. You don't consider Ahmadiyas as Muslims.
Okay, Adil साहब आप सवाल सुन लीजिए. Okay, Dr. Ranganathan, please go ahead with your questions. Please go ahead with your questions.
How can I?
Mr. Khan भी अब बोलना चाह रहे हैं. I need to give time to everybody. Please go ahead, Dr. Ranganathan.
Yes, air conditioning might be working in your studios, but faders aren't. Swati, please get them corrected. Now, number one, I asked a very simple question, very logical question. It is not a question of grudgingly allowing Hindus to do their little bit of worship inside a mosque. No, it is about reclaiming what is Hindu. That is what this is boiled down to. That is why I asked the question. If the holiest of Muslim shrine was destroyed and a temple built over it, please ask these three panelists one by one, would they want to go to the court to reclaim the mosque or not? Please ask them.
Respond. Mr. Hassan, respond now. It's a direct question, respond.
Ma'am, I am not here to answer Mr. Ranganathan. I am here to answer to you.
Okay, I want to move on then. Then Mr. Khan.
Because every time.
Okay, Mr. Khan then.
बाहर डरे हुए मुसलमान नहीं है, स्टूडियो में डरे हुए मुसलमान हैं.
I am not here to answer his bakwas.
Okay, Mr. Khan. Okay, Mr. Khan. डिबेट का आप मतलब ही नहीं समझ रहे हैं. Mr. Khan.
Yogi Adityanath ji should understand history a little bit.
Okay. Since you're talking about history, Mr. Khan, since you're talking about history, historian Will Durant in his book Story of Civilization, आप सुन लीजिए, आप हिस्ट्री की बात कर रहे हैं, आप हिस्ट्री की बात कर रहे हैं ना, तो कुछ एग्जांपल्स दूसरों को भी देने दीजिए, वो भी अपना इतिहास आपको बताएंगे, फिर आप अपना इतिहास और दूसरों का इतिहास कंपेयर कर लीजिएगा. Historian Will Durant in his book Story of Civilization narrated how Aurangzeb cared for nothing for art, destroyed its heathen monuments with coarse bigotry. और यही नहीं, आगे उन्होंने ये भी कहा है कि केवल एक साल में, in 1 year 66 temples were broken to pieces in Amber alone, 63 at Chittor, 123 at Udaipur, and over the site of a Banaras temple, especially sacred to the Hindus, he built in deliberate insult a Mohammedan mosque. Mr. Khan.
अब बताइए, ये झूठ है, ये सब झूठ है, मसीह आलमगीरी झूठ है.
Swati ji, it was a normal tradition those days, the kings to expand their kingdom would show their might. Today what I'm trying to convey to you, please understand,
it's a normal tradition.
swastik symbol is not limited to Hindu.
Mr. Khan, you are normalizing desecration of temples. Normalizing desecration of temples. A normal tradition is how you're going to pass it off as?
Come on, madam, the Marathas, after losing to Tipu Sultan on their way back, destroyed the Sharda Shringeri Mud temple.
Complete lies.
Those were normal things in those days. The kings, to expand their kingdom, should have done that.
Okay, how many examples can you give? Please go ahead and cite. Please go ahead and cite. Dr. Ranganathan is challenging you, so Mr. Khan, please go ahead and cite all the examples that you can.
I am done with challenging these people.
Mr. Khan, थोड़ा specifics पे बात कीजिए. Don't make general statements. Specifics पे बात कीजिए. Go ahead and cite examples.
Earlier he was saying that mosque was thousands of years old. Now he suddenly says it was a tradition then to break the temples. अरे भाई उम्र क्या थी? कुछ पता है आपको?
Sir, mosque was there. It is thousands of years old only. We are not changing. We have said this to the court as well.
Islam
we have placed this in front of Allahabad High Court. We have placed this in front of the Supreme Court. We are not changing our stand.
अब रहमान साहब आप बता दीजिए इनको, how old is Islam?
Sir, I am not sitting here to answer your questions. Talk to me about.
सवाल का जवाब नहीं पता, तो I am not sitting here. Why are you sitting?
You please hold back your venom.
Why are you sitting?
Swallow the venom yourself. I am not here to listen to your rubbish.
Generic
are you
statements.
celebrating?
Again, you're making generic statements.
Let
Mr.
the
Khan,
anchor
please
moderate.
respond to specific
I think
questions.
so much of
You're leveling
criticism
allegations.
and I
You're
have
leveling
come to
allegations, and
terms
in
now.
return, you're being asked specific questions. I want to bring in Mr. Atikur Rahman as well. Atikur Rahman, here is an excerpt from the Varanasi Gazetteer published in 1965. It says on April 9th, 1669, Aurangzeb issued orders to the provincial governor for the demolition of Hindu temples and schools, which the Faujdar of Varanasi carried out by pulling down a number of temples in the city, including those of Vishwanath and Bindu Madhav. Is this also a lie?
It's a lie. Everything is a lie.
Is this also a lie?
Swati, two important sources, Irfan Habib, the historian, and Faizan Mustafa, the constitutionalist, both have said that historically it is proven that Aurangzeb ordered the demolition of this particular site. There cannot be two opinions about it. The only hurdle for the Hindu side is the 1991 Places of Worship Act. And a lot of stress is being put on the Mahasire Alamgiri. So I would like to ask the question, in the Mahasire Alamgiri, which to some historians is a very, very exaggerated version of that time, there is no mention, Swati, in the Mahasire Alamgiri of any birthplace of Rama, Lord Ram, and the birthplace and the Ayodhya temple. In the Aine Akbari, there is an inch by inch description of Ayodhya, the city of Ayodhya.
Okay, sir, that issue has been resolved.
Of birthplace
वो resolve हो चुका है.
Even then,
वो issue आप वो छोड़ दीजिए. अयोध्या को बीच में मत लाइए. अयोध्या को आप बीच में अभी मत लाइए. अयोध्या को बीच में अभी मत लाइए. But you spoke about the Places of Worship Act, and you are saying it's a hurdle for the Hindu side. So I want to bring in Mr. Jain to put.
No.
I am putting in some logic.
Okay, you are stating, you are talking about Ayodhya, sir. I am telling you Ayodhya issue is over. Let's move on. Let's talk about today. Let's talk about the current developments. You said Places of Worship Act is a hurdle for the Hindu side. I want to understand from Harishankar Jain, is it a hurdle for the Hindu side in the court, Places of Worship Act? Because there's a lot being said about Places of Worship Act. Can you throw some light on it?
But I have not completed yet. You are not allowing a logical argument to erupt on your debate. Please allow me 30 seconds so that your viewers,
Okay, 30 seconds then. Finish your point. Mr. Jain, I request you to please let him finish his point in 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. So if there is no mention, and the Supreme Court also said that no temple was demolished to build the Ayodhya temple, then where is the question here of people asking us that if you cannot offer namaz on a temple demolished, how can the Hindus offer their prayers on the demolished mosques?
Okay. That question, I'll pose that question to Anila Singh. I will pose that question to Anila Singh. You'll get your response from Anila Singh and Dr. Anand Ranganathan on the issue of Places of Worship Act. I quickly want a response from Mr. Jain.
Contempt of court there. He's lying. Supreme Court never said this.
Okay.
A complete lie.
Mr. I am thankful to Mr. Atikur Rahman that he accepted that existing temple was demolished during the regime of Aurangzeb under his orders. It is proved. Now, second point, Place of Worship Act is being misinterpreted and misapplied. I may tell you, in Civil Revision number 101 or 2022, the Honorable Allahabad High Court has rejected the claim of the Muslims their suit is not maintainable and barred by Place of Worship Act. This was the plea. Honorable High Court has rejected that plea. Once the High Court has rejected the plea, again that they have gone to Supreme Court. In Supreme Court, a self is pending. For the time being, the District Court as well as the High Court, two courts have held that in Place of Worship Act, in this case, is not applicable. Unless this order is set aside, that order is in law.
No, a lot of statements are being made outside the court by politicians, by individuals of both sides. But what ultimately matters is what the court is going to say. Ultimately matters is the evidence that is presented before the court and the court's view, the court's perspective on the entire issue. For the moment, I'd like to wrap up the debate and thank all our panelists for joining us and giving us your time. Thank you very much.